What's up, YouTube? This is Andrew Cuts here. So you guys saw the thumbnail. This is going to be a super unique cut that I'm doing. This is something I really never seen done before. I'm sure somebody's done it, but I really didn't have a picture or anything to base it off of, or a video or anything like that. So this is pretty much just a freestyle that I'm doing. The idea was to make it a mohawk that kind of went down to an arrow in the back, similar to an Avatar type design. So that was the idea. The funny thing was, he didn't even know that he was getting this cut. in about 10 seconds from the point we're at right now, he looks at me and asks me, he's like, what are you giving me? So he really had no idea that he was even getting this. But that's just the cool thing about it. I mean, he's my brother. He usually just lets me do my thing, doesn't really ask too many questions. So I always like giving him cuts, because he just lets me go do whatever I want, and I come up with some pretty outrageous stuff to try on him. So this is the cut that I'm going with. To start things off here, you see I got my trimmers. Those are the Andis Slimline Pro LIs, one of my favorite trimmers to use. And I'm just setting in the initial base of the design. So I'm kind of shaping it like a mohawk, and then I'm leaving that arrow angle, or arrow design, whatever you want to call it, towards the back of his head. And I did taper his neck out probably 5 or 6 days before this, so the back towards the bottom of his neck really wasn't as dark as I wanted it to be. So if I was going to do this cut again, which who knows, I doubt I probably ever will, but I would definitely leave that back part, or let it get a little bit darker if I could. So now I got my Wahl magic clips. I got the lever open, and I'm just going up about an inch, setting in that first guideline. And as you can see, I'm keeping my sections a lot smaller towards the back of his head. I want that to be a more defined area, less blended, just so you can really see the shape of that arrow. So now I got my number 1 guard on, going up about another inch with the lever open, and then I'm closing the lever up and coming in just below where I came with the 1 open. And as you can see at the top left hand of the screen, I put a little diagram of the guards that I'm using. So as you can see, I got that green guard on now. That's going to be equal to the half guard. And now I'm just cleaning up that area in between where we came in with the no guard open and the 1 guard. Now I got my 2 guard on, starting with the lever open, just trying to blend into the top as much as possible. And then I close the lever up and come in just a little bit lower. And his hair was really short on top. I actually gave him a buzz cut probably a month ago, or maybe probably like 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago. I gave him a buzz cut. So he's growing his top back out. So I ended up not taking anything off the top. So I'm just trying to blend it in as much as possible with my 2 guard. Now I got my 1.5 guard on, coming in just below where I came in with the 2 guard, trying to get everything as blended as possible. And his hair, even though he's my brother and I cut his hair a lot, he has some really difficult hair to fade. As you can see here, I got my my blending shears, and I love using these just to blend into the top. And now I'm going to start working out that bottom line. I got my Andis Master. These are probably my favorite clipper to fade that bottom line out with. Guy I work with, these were his clippers. He hooked me up with them. If you guys are on Instagram, follow Reed Cuts. That's my boy. I work with him in the shop. He hooked me up with these clippers, and they're some of my favorite to fade with. As you can see here, I got the lever all the way open. We worked that line out for the most part, and now this is what I love about these masters. That guard opens up, or the lever, you can open the lever up so far, and it just grabs the hair so well. So you can really do a lot of freehand work with no guard, really, just freehanding it. If you follow, if you ever seen Shape Cuts on Instagram, he does entire fades just using the Andis Master with no guard. He just freehands the whole thing. So it's a great clipper, and it's one of the OGs in the industry, but it just never gets old. So now I got my trimmers. I'm setting in that bald line for the beard fade. And I'm coming up doing a little detail work in the fade. And this is not the finished product. I'm just dusting all the hair off. You kind of want to do that. Keep everything clean when you're giving fades or any type of haircut, just so you can remove any of the hair that's kind of just lying on the head. Now we're beginning to bald everything out underneath the fade. Using the Babyliss, I think they're called the Gold FX trimmer or shavers. Pretty good. I think they're probably a little better than the Andis. Now I'm gonna start fading down into that beard. I got my masters again, and you will see when I do this beard fade, I don't use any guards. I just completely freehand it. I thought it turned out pretty well. If you guys aren't subscribed already, I really appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Like the video. Check out some of my other videos. Obviously, us barbers are out of work right now. We know you guys are all looking homeless probably, but we were eager to get back out there and start cutting hair again, but it is what it is. So make sure you're supporting your barber. But here I'm just lining up his beard. He's got a pretty big beard here, so I'm just lining up that back part, lining up underneath, trying to get everything as clean as possible. I'm doing a little freehand work here, just trying to go in straight as possible, having a steady hand, trying to get that beard nice and sharp. And as I was saying a little before, this is my brother, and I've cut his hair probably more than I've cut anybody else. But his hair is difficult to blend. Something about it, just the way it grows, the texture, it's not easy to fade. So he was the first guy I probably ever gave a fade, and I still struggle with getting his blends perfect. And he's always complaining I take too long, but I try to get him the best I can and a time frame that he's happy with. But as you can see, I lined him up originally, and now I'm just coming in with the hair fibers just to make the blend pop a little bit more. I usually never ever use the fibers. Not that I'm against them, but I like to keep things as natural as possible. I don't like to use any of the fake stuff. Nothing against people who do use it, but I just prefer not to. But it's quarantine. I figured I'll bring them out, help that blend look a little more crispy for the YouTube video and whatnot. So as you can see, it's really just helping things to come together, pop a little bit more. And there I'm using the Wahl detailers. This is my first time ever using them. I liked them. They were pretty solid trimmers so far. Now we're coming in with the razors, just lining everything up. Usually when you apply the hair fibers, you want to have some kind of hairspray that's going to hold it in place. So any type of holding spray will do. I actually didn't have any with me at the time. I left mine in the shop. But anytime you apply these fibers, that's what you usually want to come behind it with, and that's just going to make sure that they hold. I mean, most hair fibers are really only going to be good for a day, then they're going to pretty much come out once you shower. But applying that holding spray will help them to stay in for the day or whatever. So here I'm just lining up his beard. His beard it grows different on each side. His one side is lighter than the other. So it's always a mission trying to get his beard sharp and even on both sides. So on that back part, I thought the back of his head was just a little bit too bulky, so I came in with my 2-guard and just kind of lightened everything up. And now I'm coming with my trimmers. And when I first started designing, I really wasn't trying to get it perfect or anything. It was kind of just a rough draft. And now I'm coming behind it and trying to get everything perfect. I know the angle that the camera is on, it kind of looks a little weird, but from my point of view, everything looked a lot more even, and you'll kind of see that at the end when I show the final result. But now I'm just coming in with my razor, sharpening everything up. Now I got my full shaver. I'm just hitting underneath that beard. That's a really important step, just to get everything nice and down to the skin underneath the beard. It's gonna help everything come together. Now I'm doing some freehand work on the beard with my magic clips. So here's pretty much the final cut. Obviously the back is the main focus of this haircut, but I thought that front view turned out super clean. He really liked it. And here's the final look at the back. So this is the Avatar Mohawk, whatever you want to call it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not subscribed to the channel already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.